Star Fox 64, aka the best one. Until Zero comes out. Hopefully. A fun fact that's frequently thrown around the internet is that Fox and his crew have chopped off their legs and replaced them with robot legs. This helps them when flying, in more ways than one. Let's cover those. Becoming a pilot takes a lot of training, not just on how to fly the jet, but on withstanding the G-forces involved. G-forces are a bit tricky to explain in a short amount of time, so I'll explain with an example. In your chair right now, you are experiencing 1G, the gravitational pull of the Earth. Now think about when you are in a car, sitting at a stoplight and it turns green. You zoom forward and your head falls back a bit. You are now experiencing more G's in a backwards direction. You can especially feel G's in a car ride over some hills, or on a roller coaster. As you begin an arc downward and fall, you lift off your seat a little and you get a head rush. You feel like your guts are lifting up from inside of you. And that's because they are. And when you hit a loop or begin raising on a dip, the exact opposite feeling happens. You feel heavier and shorter, like all your weight is being applied downwards. And that's because it is. Many people will often feel a bit lightheaded after a dip like that. And this is because your blood is liquid and wants to go where gravity and momentum tells it to. And as additional G-forces are applied downward, your blood rushes away from the brain to your feet, which can leave you literally lightheaded and feel dazy. When in an aircraft though, especially during dogfights as you dive and dip and move and spin around, the body goes through significantly more G-forces than a roller coaster can deliver. This can cause vomiting and unconsciousness to an untrained person, which is why the greatest pilots are those who have gone through the most intense training and can endure it, only losing color vision occasionally. They too still feel lightheaded, but they learn to power through it. But there are some who have learned a few tricks to it. For instance, you can wear G-suits, suits specifically designed to hold your legs tightly so they can't fill with all your body's blood, leaving more for your brain. Then there's also these real World War II pilots, some of the best World War II pilots. Douglas Bader, Alexei Martsev, and Colin Hodgkinson, all of which had their legs amputated, and all of which claimed this made them better pilots, because now they had less space for blood to leave to.
But wait, what about this video?
Hold on. These videos are similar enough as it is, until I bring up my new point, but I suppose I'll need to clear up some things regarding this one. The body is amazing, and can very much compensate for lost things. For instance, if you lose your sight, your other senses become enhanced. You lose your legs and all the veins and arteries within them, and your body knows not to produce more blood than it can hold. Your blood pressure has everything to do with how well your heart can pump blood to the brain. And since your body balances itself, after the limb loss, it would soon rebalance its blood pressure. Also, the path from the heart to the brain is direct, so chopping off your legs doesn't shorten the length it takes to get blood from the heart to the brain. It's these points that this video uses to bust the myth that amputating your legs makes you able to withstand more Gs. But here's what I'm now adding. I'm re-mentioning those G-suits. Those G-suits that have millions upon millions of dollars of research put into them, and are proven to allow trained pilots to withstand an extra 1 to 2 Gs than without them. Here's some more detail on how they work. Normally, when taking a lot of downward G-forces, all that blood rushes down to your feet and calves. You still have blood all throughout the body, but a lot more of it is down low, maxing out the amount your veins and arteries in the legs can hold. In other words, a larger percentage of your blood is now in your feet. With these G-suits, however, they squeeze your legs, allowing only the amount of blood required to sustain your legs through. Your legs cannot fill any further. Now, instead of all that blood pooling at your feet and legs, it pools at your hips and lower gut, which is significantly closer to your heart than your feet are. So when the G-forces return to normal, that blood reaches the heart and the brain faster than if it were at your feet. So the same can be said of amputating your legs. In Fox's case, now no blood can go anywhere below his knees, and he likely also has a sort of G-suit squeezing his thighs, meaning he doesn't have any feet distant blood that has to make its way all the way back to his heart. At most, it's at knee level, and even then, it's still mostly in his lower torso. This gets pumped back to his heart quicker, so it can refill it with oxygen in the lungs and reach the brain through its direct path. This is the only part it speeds up, not the rest. So, amputated legs are better for pilots than squeezed legs, and squeezed legs are better than just legs. In Star Fox 64's multiplayer, we see them running around very quickly. Like, OMG, so fast. Wow. Is Doge still funny? I'm behind on the times. Wait, was Doge ever funny? Anyway, time to add a new point. This was all in Star Fox 64, but other games to come out after Star Fox 64 contain a character named Crystal. What's most important about her, aside from her contribution to the furry fandom, is that she is very clearly seen walking around on non-robot feet. Not very earth-shattering right now, but we'll get to that. Also, Fox is seen in long pants and giant clunky boots. Some say, oh, he has normal feet and not robot feet anymore, so not canon. Which is silly, and to which I say, maybe these are just long pants to protect him from the cold. He does go into a few snow and ice areas outside the comfort of a spaceship. And these large boots are to lessen the pressure of the metal legs, making it easier to walk in bogs. His robot legs are still very present within the boots. After Star Fox Adventures, we have Star Fox Assault. Crystal has now joined the Star Fox team, and a good number of characters are shown with the classic metal peg leg design, robot legs, while others look like they have legs with a newer look. They appear more like clothing. Now what's striking is that it doesn't look like Crystal has either of these versions. This looks way too much like just clothing, as it's a lot more fluid than even Falco's. So Crystal still does not have robot legs. And how does this impact her usefulness? Let's look at the character stats in Assault. The different characters' stats vary drastically between health, speed, jump, and pilot skill. One major thing is that Crystal is the worst pilot and worst vehicle user overall, while some characters are more skilled at one vehicle and may be hindered in another. And jokes about, it's because she's a woman and women can't drive, lol, aside, it could very well be that the robot legs are to better connect the pilot's otherwise unused leg muscles and nerves to better control the machines, with some leg versions being excellent at adapting to any vehicle, or maybe better suited for one and poorly compatible with another. Do you get what I mean by that? I'm saying that since these robot legs are already connected to their nerves and receive their brain signals in order to perform as amazingly as they do, they could very well plug their legs into the machines they pilot and feel the R-Wing, or feel the Landmaster. This makes me think about episode 11 of Teen Titans, when Cyborg finishes his car and describes it like this.
100,000 horsepower plasma turbine engine, all-terrain hover jets, anti-lock air brakes, and an onboard computer that links with my systems, so I can literally feel the road.
Being able to literally feel the machine you're piloting gives you a huge advantage, which is also why this is a common function in many mecha animes. And Crystal not having robot legs to plug into the machines, thus not feeling them, would definitely be a huge hindrance, making her low piloting skill make sense. The most difficult thing to prove this is that there's nothing in first person to any degree, so we can't really see anything from the character's point of view. The pilot's cockpits are either all opaque to the outside or covers the pilot from the waist down, so we have no visual way to prove this. Though, also no visual proof to disprove it, and some jet cockpits already look like these pilots are plugging their legs in place. Perhaps Star Fox Zero will shed some light on this. Being able to feel the R-Wing when in walker mode would be especially beneficial. And speaking of walking, I have one more thing to show you. You should walk on down to the description and check out Games Grabber and their new feature, Kudos, a reward system where you can earn points, get badges, get discounts on games, and win prizes. All you really gotta do is use the site, make collections of games that you have, or a wish list, for instance. Look at what other gamers recommend, invite your friends, update your lists, and share them to gain Kudos points. With enough Kudos, you can become an influencer like I am on here, and get your collections featured on the homepage. Earning your first 1,000 points is as easy as signing up, which only takes a few seconds. Then you can install the simple grab button and start grabbing games for your various collections. So if that sounds awesome to you, or you want to know more, then check out that link in the description. The guys at Games Grabber have told me that they will be adding even more rewards and offering even more prizes for earning points in the near future. So as soon as I know more, I'll let you know. And so now, what do you think about all this feeling the machine theory? Is it all possible? Let me know down below, and don't forget to stay awesome, and never stop using that noggin. Hey, and a special thank you to Leech One, Noggin's current Patreon sponsor. And a very special thank you to Steven Karkos for all the help in writing this awesome theory.